Aldo Comi. Welcome to the Sport Businessman podcast. You've been building Soccerment for the past 8 years, and today we have the honor to host your story on the Sport Businessman podcast, like a true sport businessman. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Eduardo, and thank you for having me.
Could you share to the audience of investment professionals and entrepreneurs who listen to our podcast how Soccerment was born, the problem that it aimed to solve, and also your initial progress to launch?
Sure. Well, I'll start from my background because I think it is instrumental to understand how Soccerment developed and why Soccerment was born. I come from an investment banking background. I was an equity research analyst. I did it for 15 years between London and Milan. And when I was in London during the Lehman crisis after 2008, I started reading books of Michael Lewis. One of them was The Big Short. It's pretty famous. Also, a big movie came out of it. And Liar's Poker as well is pretty famous. But then among the books of Michael Lewis, I bumped into this sports analytics book, which was The Big Short, Moneyball. And that was, a book about analytics in baseball. And I think it was written in 2002, 2003. And anyway, it was regarding a story happening in those years regarding this baseball team basically transforming itself thanks to data analytics. And when I read the book, I thought, wow, football, so the sport that I love, I've always played football and at a semi-professional level. Back then in London, I was playing Sunday in the Sunday League, so at the very low of the football pyramid. So I started reading this book and I think, wow, this thing happened to baseball so many years ago. And in soccer and football, we don't have something like that. We don't have that approach yet. I'm pretty sure that it will come. And especially because, thanks to my, or let's say due to my professional background back then, I was looking at everything through data. For me, there was no way to look at things without considering data and analyzing data. And the idea that in soccer, that in football, that was not something real. Basically, yeah, like I was not happy with that idea. And I thought, okay, at some point, this will come to football as well. By the way, do you prefer see soccer or football? Because I'm jumping between one and the other.
Soccer. Let's use soccer.
Let's say soccer. But well, the name of the company says that I'm pretty, I like the name. So yeah, in soccer, I thought I was certain that this thing would have happened, and it was just a matter of time. And I thought, okay, I need to invent something. I need to come up with an idea to take data analytics to everyone playing the game, because back then I was playing in Sunday League, and I thought it was important anyway to have data analytics in the Sunday League. And yeah, so that is how the idea started. Then when it came, when it came something real was later, was when I was in Italy. I started thinking about it in 2017, and then in 2019. I decided to jump into the unknown and create this company basically aimed at taking advanced data analytics throughout the soccer pyramid.
So I find it very interesting to know. So you jumped from investment banking to founding Soccerment, but was there a phase of testing the demand for Soccerment before launching it? I find it very interesting to learn that, and as you mentioned, jumping into the space where everything was unknown.
Yeah. Well, as an analyst, I did some analysis first, and that meant basically reading as much as I could. Unfortunately, back then there were no ChatGPTs and Clothes and those tools that would have helped a lot. But there was Google though, and so through Google I started to try to learn what was present at that moment in the soccer world when it comes to analytics and the tools, the wearables available. So I studied the market, and then I tried to contact a few key people. Anyway, people that I thought would have been of help to me. I started contacting football people and football people that I thought were, you know, into data, into data analytics, and I started to randomly contact them, and some of them responded, luckily, and so I started talking about this idea to these people, and the feedback that I got was, "Wow, that's an interesting idea." Uh, but nobody told me, "Look, this is absurd," right? Luckily, because otherwise probably we wouldn't be here talking about it. And the fact that I was able to contact them and meet with them was a big realization for me because I thought that soccer was a world very difficult to be penetrated from the outside. Especially an outsider like me coming from investment banking. Being in contact with them, exchanging views, changed that idea, and so that was, an initial spark of all the process that led me to the creation of Soccerment. Not just the the feedback that I got, but the fact that I had the feedback, that I had the opportunity to have a feedback, gave me the idea that it was a space where I could have entered. Right, among the key people I contacted, I would just uh, um, talk about two. And I think, yeah, I met them in the same London trip I did in 2018, I think. It was Damien Comolli, who's now CEO of Juventus. And I contacted him because, by reading, I think it was in The Numbers Game or in other of the football analytics books that I was reading, Damien Comolli was described as one of the most data savvy managers in the world when it comes to on soccer. And I contacted him. He responded to my email. I was so surprised about it. We met in London and we talked about his idea. Funnily enough, a few days ago, I think 3 weeks ago, I met him again after 9 years, or 8 years, because we are now part of Juventus Forward. He's the CEO of Juve. And I went to him and said, "Look, do you remember we met? I talked about this crazy idea, this wearable, blah, blah, blah." And I was there with my wearable, which meanwhile became and that was a very nice moment. And the other person I met during that trip in London was Gianluca Vialli, who I contacted through LinkedIn. He invited me to his place. We spent 2-3 hours together. It was a magic moment for me. And yeah, unfortunately, a few months later, he got ill, and a few years ago he passed away, unfortunately. But he was so full of very nice feedbacks and very smart feedbacks. And that was again a very crucial moment for myself becoming more and more convinced of, as I said earlier, jumping into the unknown and building a socket.
Can you describe the process to uh, modeling the value creation, the value that Soccerment was going to create, defining the unique selling proposition, and when you discovered there was a business model and the scale to make your first acquisition of six last year?
Mhm. So I looked at the numbers, and there was this FIFA document out with all the players, all the people playing soccer in the world. If I remember correctly, it was dated back to 2006 or so. And the total number of people playing soccer in the world was 260. And I thought, okay, by now there should be 300 million. And, it was 2018 or so. And I thought, okay, so how many of these players are actually datified? How many of them are tracked by the data? The answer was a very small portion, because just the first teams of the top leagues back then were really covered by advanced analytics. And so there was, in my view, a big opportunity to move from a very small percentage, so a very few thousand players, to the millions, because I thought eventually every player will be tracked. And if we devise the right way to track them, and to track them at scale, automatically, and to go into the details of the performance, then it's bingo. It's a huge opportunity from a commercial point of view for us, but also it's a huge opportunity for the players to track themselves, because by tracking themselves, by having the data, they can see how to improve faster, and they could also become more visible to the clubs. Because if you then create a bridge between these players' data and the clubs through a scouting platform, then you are creating value for the teams that they are able to scout on a larger base of soccer players, and for the soccer players that, again, would become more visible, and put in motion a more meritocratic scouting process as well. And then what happened? As I said, I jumped into the unknown in 2019, in mid 2019, and a few months later there was the pandemic, which was both a big problem, and a big opportunity as well. The big problem, obviously, leaving aside all the personal stuff, but the big problem from a, let's say, operational point of view, was that our wearable device, which, by the way, is here, is our wearable device, smart shearing guard called
Here we go.
Exceed.
Beautiful. Here we go.
The wearable device works with a lot of sensors and AI making sense of these sensors, of the data coming from the sensors. But this AI needed to be trained. And to train properly this AI, we needed to go on the pitch. And during the lockdowns, that was not possible. And so, we had like some 12, 18 months of a struggle at training these algorithms. I think we lost a few months of development, unfortunately. At the same time, I said it was an opportunity. Why? Because football was happening in stadiums with closed doors. Nobody was able to go, and I'm talking about elite football, elite soccer. And nobody was able to go to the soccer stadium to see the matches, and that means also the scouts. the sporting directors, and so on and so forth. And this group of people really started to work to use analytics platform to do scouting. It was something already existing, but the pandemic accelerated a lot this process, especially when it comes to the reliance on data. Before the pandemic, a lot of soccer people were skeptical regarding data analytics applied to scouting or applied to anything really. The pandemic made them change their mind, and they started using these platforms, data platform, video platforms, and so on and so forth. What we did, because we didn't have the chance to train our algorithms for the wearables, was to create a data platform, which then became xvalue.ai. And we created this data platform for doing match analysis and scouting only through data. Not raw data, but advanced metric. The idea here was that while everybody was looking at event data to match analysis and scouting, the approach that we had was to give more focus on advanced metrics like expected goals, expected assists, expected threat, all this funky stuff, right? Why it is important to look at those metrics? Because they're able to transform the reality from binary, goal, non-goal, into a probabilistic realm. And that gives you a lot more nuances about the numbers, especially if you take big data in consideration. The representation that you have of a player performance, of a team performance, is much better if you also look at these advanced metrics. And so we focused our xValue platform on these two things. One was advanced metrics, so very advanced metrics focused, and the other thing was very AI focused. I think it was the first, or one of the first platforms to have an AI scout, to which it was possible to prompt a request, and the platform would reply with a short list of players based on the data that was able to get out of the platform. And coming to your final question regarding the integration of SIX, we had this platform, we still have this platform, xvalue.ai, very much, as I said, focused on advanced metrics and AI, but we lacked one important thing, one important aspect, which is the video aspect. Sporting directors want to see how the players move. They want to see how the players interact in various playing situations and things like that. And that is absolutely sensible. We didn't have that. And to put in place a video platform like that takes years. So we started talking with Michele Crestani, the CEO of SIX, and we thought, all right, if we merge the two companies, then we have, and the products, so the platform, we would end up with a platform for scouting and match analysis, which has video analysis, it has got advanced metrics, it has got AI integration. If we put it all together, we come up with something that the market doesn't have right now. And so that is what we decided to do. In March 2025, we joined forces. Soccerment is acquiring 100% of it. Michele became a shareholder in Soccerment. And now we are finalizing the product in this big product integration. So this new platform that integrates all these aspects will come to the market very shortly. by the end of April, it will be ready to start demoing. Well, we will start doing demos, and by the new season, by the new soccer season, it will be. I mean, we will start launching commercially.
And so with the building of this platform that we'll be launching in May, that's going to integrate video analysis, advanced data, match analysis. But how could you explain briefly how is agentic AI changing the way that clubs and scouts use the data? If you were to say it to an investor or an entrepreneur who wants to know it in the simplest way possible and the simplest and quickest way possible.
Mhm. Well, AI agents are coming for everyone in any profession in the next few months. It's not even few years. In the next few weeks or months, we will have agentic AIs, or let's say AI agents for almost anything. And soccer shouldn't be excluded. Right now, there are no platforms that help scouts, sporting directors, or match analysts or data analysts, depending on their role, on doing their specific tasks. Everything is so generic, no? You enter in a video analytics software. If you are a data analyst, a sporting director, a scout, the tools that you have at your disposal are those that are on the platform, and there is nothing specific for your role. Our approach is different. The integration tends to starting from scratch. What we did was basically building a platform from the ground up, which had in mind agentic AI. That means creating, for example, the database in the way that can be accessed more easily from AI agents and things like that. And what we will have in the new platform, which will be part of the 6 Plus suite of software products, are AI agents that help you on specific tasks. So the AI agent for scouting players, the AI agent for match analysis, the AI agent which serves as a data analyst, and the one that serves as a performance analyst as well. And I think that is disruptive, that is transformational because of the time that help that helps you saving in your specific tasks. These agents will not replace the roles of match analyst, data analyst, and so on and so forth inside the clubs. They will expand their capabilities, making them basically save out of time, spending more time on the value-add stuff rather than doing things that could be automated.
Splendid. Aldo, it was so valuable to learn the founding story of Soccerment, the building stages and roadblocks, and where you learn the inputs through reading books and speaking with the pioneers of data analytics applied to sports, and also most importantly for the growth of Soccerment, learning how you're adapting to the surge of AI, building an all in-house data hub for soccer clubs and elite performance. So to learn the next product of 6 Plus. It was an honor to host you on the Sport Businessman podcast.
It was my pleasure. Many thanks.